Dear students, welcome to online classes of biology. So in the previous classes, we have completed the chapter photosynthesis in plants. And for your post-midterm examination, there will be 3 chapters: cell cycle and cell division, photosynthesis in higher plants, and you will be having this chapter, that is chapter 18, body fluids and circulation. So this chapter is actually of human physiology. As the offline students demanded, I am giving this chapter, okay, for your examination. So in this chapter we'll be mainly studying about blood, lymph, circulatory pathways, double circulation, regulation of cardiac activity, and disorders of the circulatory system. Okay, so these 3 chapters, please note down. 3 chapters will be there for your post midterm examination, that is cell cycle and cell division, photosynthesis in higher plants, and then you will have this chapter, that is chapter 18, body fluids and circulation. Okay, so what do you mean by circulation? There are many things that has to be transported in our body, isn't it? So oxygen and other substances, that is that has to be sent to each of the cells, living cells, and cells produces a number of waste materials or harmful substances. These has to be removed continuously for healthy functioning of tissues. So there should be some mechanism, sufficient or efficient mechanism for the movement of substances, that is useful products from different systems. It has to be reached to each of the cells, and in each of the cells these the use of this nutrients or glucose, that will results in the production of waste materials, and this waste material has to be removed, or it has to be reached to the different systems. There only it will be removed. So for this all there should be some systems. So in complex organisms there is a special fluid, okay, that helps in this transport of materials, that is blood and lymph. Okay, so 2 body fluids mainly do this function, that is blood is used by the body, okay, for the circulation of materials, and another body fluid, lymph. So this 2 body fluids that helps in the transport of various substances. So in this chapter we are going to study about the composition and properties of blood and lymph, and then the mechanism of circulation of blood. So already this you have learned in your 10th class. So we will be studying in little more detail. We'll be studying this year. Let's start with blood. Okay, so blood is a kind of connective tissue. So last means in 9th class you have learned that, not only 9th class, this year also in tissues, various kinds of tissues we have learned. So I hope you remember about the characteristic features of connective tissue. What is the speciality of connective tissue? There will be a matrix, isn't it? Then some cells and some fibers, okay, will be there in the connective tissue. So blood is a special kind of connective tissue, and whose matrix is fluid in nature, and the matrix of blood is known as blood plasma. Okay, and in plasma you can see various formed elements. Understood? So blood plasma, when you see, it's straw colored, okay, viscous fluid, and nearly about 55% of the blood is only blood plasma, and in that 90 to 92% of blood plasma is water only. Okay, water. Mainly blood plasma contains water and proteins, and proteins constitute 6 to 8 percentage of it. So the blood plasma contains water and proteins. So what are the proteins in blood plasma? They are fibrinogens, globulins, albumins. Understood? Now Fibrinogens, they are needed for the blood clotting or coagulation of blood. Understood? Then globulins, their function is they involved in the defense mechanism of the body. Okay, they gives immunity to the body. Then albumins, they are mainly used to give osmotic balance. And blood plasma also contains small amount of minerals. Minerals are also there like sodium, calcium, magnesium, bicarbonate, chloride, ions, etc. Okay, then glucose, amino acids, lipids, etc. are also present in the blood plasma. Okay, and factors that are needed for coagulation or clotting of blood, okay, that are present in an inactive form. Understood? So plasma without the clotting factors are known as what? Serum. Understood? Serum. Clear? So these are what are the various components of the or the constituent of blood plasma. So blood plasma mainly contains water and proteins. Water constitute around 92 percentage, and the what proteins, they consist of what? 6 to 8 percentage. What are the different proteins in blood plasma? Fibrinogen, globulins, and albumins. Fibrinogens function is what? They help in blood clotting. Globulins, they give what? The defense mechanism. They take part in the defense mechanism. And then albumins, they help to maintain the what? Osmotic balance. And in addition to that, what all is there? Minerals are there, like what? Sodium ions, okay, in the form of ions, calcium, magnesium, bicarbonate, and chloride ions, okay, and then glucose, amino acids, lipids, etc. are also present. Understood? So the plasma without clotting factor is known as serum. Understood? Now about the formed elements. What are the formed elements? Erythrocytes, leukocytes, and platelets. They are together known as what? The formed elements. Understood? So erythrocytes, when they are seen, they are the most abundant of all the cells, and in a average, means in a healthy man, an average of 5 million to 5.5 millions of RBCs are found millimeter per millimeter cube. Okay, then the specialities of RBCs. RBCs are what? Devoid of nucleus, means what? Nucleus is absent in them in mammals. And what is the shape of it? Biconcave. Okay, and where they are formed? In blood, in red bone marrow. Understood? In adults. Understood? And they why they are red in color? Because of the special what kind of pigment that contain an iron, okay, that is called hemoglobin. Understood? So hemoglobin is present in where? In RBCs. Okay, and what is the major function of RBCs? They help in the transport of gases, especially oxygen, isn't it? Carbon dioxide, a very few part of carbon dioxide is also transported by RBCs. Okay, so RBCs or erythrocytes. Okay, specialities you understood now. And the lifespan of RBCs are 120 days. After that, they will get destroyed in the spleen. So spleen is known as the graveyard of RBCs. Okay, now next group of formed element is what? Leukocytes or white blood cells, WBCs. Okay, and the speciality is they are not having any hemoglobin, and they are having nucleus, and they are little bit relatively less in number when compared to RBCs. Okay, and they are short lived. And WBCs can be divided into two groups. They are granulocytes and agranulocytes. Understood? What are they? Granulocytes and agranulocytes. So the granulocytes includes what? Neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. So these are the granulocytes. And lymphocytes and monocytes are agranulocytes. Okay, so WBCs can be divided into two groups. What are they? They are granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes includes what? Neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. Phils you remember. Okay, and agranulocytes are what? Monocytes and lymphocytes. Is it clear? So how many types of leukocytes are there? 5 types actually. What are they? Neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, lymphocytes and monocytes. Okay, they are grouped into two. What are they? Granulocytes and agranulocytes. Okay, then neutrophils are the most abundant cells of the total WBCs, and basophils are the least. Okay, then neutrophils and monocytes, they are phagocytic cells. Okay, so how they actually, WBC's main function is what? They give immunity to the body. So in different ways they act. Okay, neutrophils and monocytes, how they act? By phagocyting the foreign organisms. And basophils, what they do? They produce certain substances like histamine, heparin, etc. And they are involved in the inflammatory reactions. Okay, eosinophils, they resist infections. Okay, and they are associated with the allergic reactions. Okay, and lymphocytes, they are of two types again. They are B and T forms. They are responsible for the immune response in the body. Okay, you will study that in the next year. Okay, B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes, they are involved in the production of antibodies and all. Is it clear? So like this, what the leukocytes are of different types. So what are the different types of WBCs or the leukocytes? They are three types of phils. What are they? Neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. Okay, and two types of cytes. What are they? Lymphocytes and monocytes. Okay, and which is the most abundant type of WBC? It is neutrophils, and the least number is basophils. Clear? Then how neutrophils and monocytes give immunity to the body? By phagocytosis. What is phagocytosis? That is how amoeba takes food, by engulfing the food, isn't it? So in the same way, okay, the neutrophils and monocytes, they phagocytes the organism, foreign organisms entering into the body. And basophils, how they do? They produce what? Various chemicals like histamine, serotonin, heparin, etc. And they are involved in the inflammatory reactions. Eosinophils, okay, they resist infection and are associated with what? Allergic reactions. Lymphocytes, they are of two types, B and T, and they are responsible for the immune response, means by the production of antibodies. Okay, they give immunity to the body. So all this you have to remember. Understood how this various types of what the WBCs, they protect our body. Then platelets, they are also known as what? Thrombocytes. What are the major function of this thrombocytes or platelets? They help in the blood clotting or coagulation of blood. Okay, so they can release a variety of substances, and they help in the coagulation or clotting of blood. Okay, and if a reduction happens in their number, that will lead to clotting disorders, and that will lead to excessive loss of blood from the body. So there is one disease known as hemophilia. Okay, in hemophilia, what is happening? The body means is not able to clot the blood. Okay, so like this, what platelets are mainly involved in? What? The clotting or coagulation of blood. Okay, so blood mainly consists of, what are they? What are the components of blood? Blood plasma will be there, and formed elements. What are the formed elements? The erythrocytes or RBCs. Okay, then the WBCs or leukocytes, and platelets or thrombocytes. Okay, so thrombocytes are what? Cell fragments. Okay, so they are produced also, they are also produced from bone marrow only, and their main function is what? To give, okay, means they help in the coagulation or clotting of blood. So I hope this much is very clear to everyone. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you.